a chance, with a chance, with a chance, with a chance. When the crowd gets fussy, when the floor gets dusty, when your blade gets rusty, with a chance, with a chance. When your broom smells funny, when a hex takes your money, what's gonna save you, honey? Just with a chance, with a chance. All you witches and all you old magicians, it's time to start listening to with a chance, with a chance. When the floor gets dusty, when your blade gets rusty, with a chance, with a chance. When your broom smells funny, when a hex takes your money, what's gonna save you, honey? Just with a chance, with a chance. All you witches and all you old magicians, it's time to start listening to with a chance, with a chance. With a chance, with a chance, with a chance, with a chance. Who knows what we are? And I thought I heard him say, we sleep all day, we party all night, never grow old. It's fun to be one of us, but how far will you go? I don't wanna live forever, but I don't wanna die like this. One thing's for sure, one cure for fading reflection, and I never could resist your vampire kiss. Forever young, forever lost, children of the night, but your rise from the cross, screaming to the night. We sleep all day, we party all night, never grow old. It's fun to be one of us, but how far will you go? I don't wanna live forever, but I don't wanna die like this. One thing's for sure, one cure for fading reflection, and I never could resist your vampire kiss. We sleep all day, we party all night, never grow old. It's fun to be one of us. You just gotta let go. Do you wanna live forever? Or do you wanna die like this? Now you're left with a fading reflection, and you never could resist my vampire kiss. My vampire kiss.
Unless you don't give a fuck to be free. Paris is my name. Paris is my name.
Who's to blame? Who's to blame?
Big old fat policeman.
I'm on to the right nip.
From the depths of hell, they was felt from all the fire and pain as they rained on the brains of black men. Culture bandits, they planned it but never thought that they would get caught, let alone by a black man. Take and rape, shape your brain and claim that what's ours is theirs, so you fear the white race and hate and never think about the fact we built it all. Got you thinking all the black can do is crawl, so you lose when you choose to be duped. No crew from Bush and Duke, play the flute I shoot, cause I ain't never gave a fuck about a skunk. But some brothers wanna go out like a punk. Now they fade creams and contacts. Used to be black, so I'm scheming and kinda acting extra false facts to back to genocide. It ain't no wonder the strong black man's died. Make way for a panther, right? Make way for a panther, right? Make way for a panther, right? Make way for a panther, yeah. Make way for a panther, right? Make way for a panther, right? Make way for a panther, right? Make way for a panther. Yeah. Bam, catch a nosebleed.
The revolution can't survive if the revolutionary is killed. So the revolutionary has to be wise to avoid the killing fields. Not for the sake that he wants to live, but that the revolution may live and thrive. So revolutionaries have to be wise. Not only courageous, but wise.
Paris on Widdershins Radio. We heard Stellar Corpses before that, and the Misfits up there, Anus the Menace with the Beautiful Day, and the Widdershins theme song.
Yeah. Wasn't that guy going to make it longer?
He was going to update it. I'm trying to remember his name. That sucks.
Well, I think we also told him that, we think it's great, but it could use a little more time on it.
It could be longer because we always play it twice.
Then that's what we told him. We said we end up playing it twice because it's really good, but then it's over, and we still got our thumbs up our ass by the time it's over.
At that point, we're still trying to share the show all over the place because Spreaker doesn't have a way to share the show ahead of time. 3 years later, same goddamn thing. But here we are, 3 years of Widdershins. Over here, the radical pagan left, where Black lives clearly matter, and we are Antifa. We are the Antifa of witchcraft. I'm sure you're Antifa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
I was Antifa before it was trendy.
Yeah, I was Antifa before it was trendy because I was an anarchist, and anarchists and communists are the people that clash with fascists the most, but more anarchists than communists.
Yeah, whatever.
Once upon a time, we joined forces, but don't make me tell you about the movie Land and Freedom again that you can watch for free on YouTube. Explains that whole goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Don't make me tell you.
Okay.
Widdershins, though. 3 years. Can you believe that shit?
We started in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
And then we moved it to regular Hollywood proper, and now it's in New Orleans. It's like traveled not the world, but it's traveled domestically.
A chunk of the country, at the very least. But we do travel the world. Our listeners are all over the fucking place. You can hear us on Spreaker.com. You can hear our rebroadcast on YouTube, unless we play something that copyright infringes so high that they pull the episode. iHeartRadio, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Tumblrs, and all this other shit that I don't even know because I'm old, but I just set it up to automatically broadcast it.
Yeah.
And shit, 3 years ago, we were just kind of bored, looking for something to do. We were home a lot.
And we're just, I forgot why. Oh, yeah, we had some issues we had to deal with, so we had to stay home. And I think I already started dog sitting by then. But, dog sitting doesn't really take up, your entire day or anything. So we had some time on our hands.
But I think I was still the co-host at Candelo's Corner. I think I simultaneously did that, and when it ended, I never left the Candelo's Corner. I would have never left that show, but the show ended. And then it became, eventually he came back with the 12 o'clock somewhere show, did that for years, and then now he's kind of in hiatus between what he's going to do. He's going to do something else.
He's working on, writing and art right now.
Writing and art. All right. Well, people have been chomping at a book from the guy for years, so maybe he'll finally kick it out.
Yeah. Yep.
But shit, 3 years ago, I think we had no subject matter. I think we had no, we didn't know what we were going to be. We didn't know we were going to be like the Jerry Springer of the pagan community.
We're watching CNN on mute, and I just saw something come over the screen that says, BRICS urges states to roll back reopening. And what's really noticeable is so they had the task force meeting today for the first time in a while. Guess who wasn't there?
Fauci.
Yep. And so that's why Birx is talking. Fauci was nowhere to be seen.
So looking back, 3 years ago here, we started with the pilot episode called The Testing. And then we did the pilot, the pilot part 2, and the pilot part 3. I believe at that point we weren't yet paying for the format. We were just testing it out. And I think we had unlimited 15-minute broadcasts per day.
Increments, yep.
And And so now we got up to, our large package where, unlimited 3-hour broadcast per day. So, potentially if we had nothing better to do, we could go on 24/7. At some point, we did like 9 hours, I remember, broadcasting random shit. Then, so the first one that's not a pilot is the Saturday random broadcast. Over 1 minute of dead air. I'm glad I put that in there.
Masterpiece.
That was our masterpiece. There's August 1st, 2017, part 2. I guess that's probably the part 2 of that Saturday random broadcast. There's a learning curve. Then there's...
I was not dog sitting yet. I started dog sitting on my birthday in 2017, which is August 21st.
Then there's news and views for magical folk on the 8th of August 2017. Then now we start to get into it. We got North Korea, Nazis, and Trump, oh my, after that. North Korea and Trump, oh my, part 2.
Those were the good old days. When we thought we had problems.
Let's see. Then came Oh My Fucking Gods, Are You Serious? Or OMFGDS, if you ever didn't understand what that said. Are You Fucking Serious? Well, I'm sure that was a great show. Then we got August 17th, News and Views. Then we get into it. Then we start to become the Jerry Springer of the magical community. Witch Wars, what the fuck? Let's see. Let me see if I can see the date. Oh, don't play. Just show me the date, bitches.
It'd be funny if it plays, though.
It would, you find some, I was thinking of, playing little excerpts from these, but I don't know
what I
the fuck's
heard?
happening.
My friend just said
What?
today a reporter yelled out to us, his press secretary, Kaylee McKinney, I don't even know how you pronounce it, but so a reporter yelled out to her, if it's safe to send kids back to school, why isn't it safe to send Manafort back to prison?
That's pretty good. Well, let's see. So yeah, Wittershin's Witch Wars, what the fuck, was a 45-minute show, so maybe we had a smaller package. That's before...
15 seconds, no?
No, because we couldn't really, package them in our package.
Oh, okay, I get it.
That's why we did the part 2s and the part 3s and part 4s. That kind of thing. So I'm trying to see is this going to fucking play? What's going to happen here? Trying to see if I can get some excerpts from the damn thing, but is internet lagging? Wait, hold on. Sometimes my internet thinks I'm on the wrong internet. No, I'm on the right one. I'm not on the fucking Cox Wi-Fi hotspot. I know it's Cox, man. They suck. Oh dear. So let's see. Well, I'm not sure. Who knows what Witch Wars, what the fuck was about? I'm sure it was about some Witch Wars, but I cannot get any sound out of the damn thing. Let's see. I gotta log in. All right. Well. All right. So that didn't work. So let's see then. What?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Oh fuck! Really?
what else Trump said is the top story. So some health officials said that Trump's Tulsa rally, quote, likely, and quote, source of coronavirus surge. Wow. I really didn't think that was going to happen.
Didn't? Huh.
So he said it, quote, likely contributed to a dramatic surge in new COVID-19 cases. These people, our quote-unquote leaders and stuff, they're sure making me feel awfully smart.
Yeah, kind of feeling like they're not qualified to lead.
The voice of reason, no, you're not. It's kind of a stupid idea, but what do I know? And then I'm always right.
Yep. So now I'm having to after trying to play that episode, I'm having to scroll back through 3 years of fucking broadcasts to figure out where the hell we were. But damn, there's a lot of shit.
So
I complete some of the shit.
There's a dramatic surge in new coronavirus cases in Tulsa.
Oh, really? Tulsa. Now, what happened in Tulsa?
That's what I'm saying, and that's their health person is saying it likely contributed to that.
What?
The COVID dramatic surge.
I'm trying to get you to remind the listeners that maybe aren't up. What happened in Tulsa that brought this upon us?
Trump's rally.
Wow, Trump had a rally in Tulsa?
Yeah, it was his first rally, and unfortunately, it wasn't packed. You know, he and I were equally upset that it wasn't packed, but for different reasons. You know, I kind of wanted to be more packed to like spread the sickness around further, you know, because I'm evil. But he was upset that he didn't get as many people. He only got, like, the thing, I think the capacity was like 19,000, and he had 6,000. So he didn't even fill a third of it. Yet it still, what do you call it, contributed to the surge in cases. Oh. Okay, so I heard that Stanford, out of like their 41 varsity teams, they're only keeping like 19 for the next school year. And I just got an alert that said Ivy League, hold on. Why doesn't this thing? Ivy League cancels off. Oh, Ivy League calls off fall sports due to outbreaks. So which one is this? The Ivy League on Wednesday. Oh my God, it doesn't say. It says Ivy League calls off, and it says the Ivy League on Wednesday became the first Division I conference to say will not play. But it's not saying which Ivy League. Oh my God, you know what? I bet you this stupid reporter thought that's what it was called. The Ivy League on Wednesday became the first Division I, and the headline, another stupid person said Ivy League calls out. Look, it just says Ivy League, and then the first sentence says the Ivy League on Wednesday. I think they think that's the name of the school. I bet you, because I'm not seeing anything else that's talking about.
So, apparently about 3 years ago, I taught witchcraft on the show. First, teaching you witchcraft. And then oral magical traditions and why it won't work. And then, it's like, so this is like 10, maybe 20 shows in.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
The Ivy League. So when they say the Ivy League, and the lead says the Ivy League, they're talking about all the schools in the Ivy League. So it's all 8 of them are not having sports for the whole upcoming school year. It's all of it. So it's like Stanford, Yale, Harvard, you know, whatever else I'm missing, Princeton, all of them.
So apparently we were, less than 20 shows in when the endangered elephant in the room.
Yeah, we were still wet behind the ears.
Yeah, that was about the big breakup at the Lucky Mojo group, and it split hoodoo groups and ATRs all over the map. It created the Conjure Gala, the Conjure Galas. A lot of change came out of that time. It just so happened that we had been on the air for a little while, and this story came by. The kind of story that nobody else would really cover. And we covered it, and then we covered the use of bones in Palo, an ethical collection after that, which is related to the endangered elephant in the room story, because it all started with Cat Ironwood attacking an ATR member for having a tiger's skull, which had been passed down through his family. It wasn't like, he sacrificed a tiger over his fucking Nganga, but Kat's initial response, you would have thought so. She went so far as she just insulted a huge bunch of the ATRs, and that led to a huge breakup. So then we covered that, and then there was a Nazi witches fuck off. Remember that one?
Yeah, and I'm looking at my own thing, but yeah, I remember that.
There's Nazi Witches Fuck Off, and there's Nazi Witches Fuck Off 2, yeah, well, no, we didn't. There's something else called Electric Boogaloo coming up, but that's about the Ozatru Leaning Shop in Salem. You remember? You told me last time what they were called, but I forgot. What were they called?
Then we weren't talking about what it was called on the air, so I'm not going to talk about it now.
We talked about. We named it in this broadcast.
No, we didn't. And if you don't believe me, you can go find it. 'Cause I'm saying
Okay. All right, and so we had Nazi Witches Fuck Off, Nazi Witches Fuck Off Part 2, where there was an Ozatru leaning shop in New Orleans that carried some, I forget the author, but there was like one main author that was a total fucking Nazi. And
it wasn't in New Orleans. It was in Massachusetts.
oh, that's it.
Salem.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Salem. And then is that how we met Thomas and the other guy?
Robichaux, yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually Christian Day hooked us up with our guests for those shows. Well, then we did a morning broadcast because we want to, and then we did afternoon magic school, and so those were random broadcasts. And then they dared us to do 9 hours. So that was pretty early on. I think we're still in the first year.
And that's when I was like getting dog bookings up the ass all day.
Yep.
I was just sitting there, and my phone was going ding, ding, another booking, another booking, another booking. Like I totally remember that day. It was magical.
And witch school, intro to witchcraft. I think I actually, I think I gave up 2 of my courses in a paid course. I broadcast them over Spreaker. Afternoon witch school 3, 4, and 5. Ooh, well, shit. I did a bunch of them. Then transphobia in our communities. Let's see. Bring out your dead. That's okay. Bring out your dead must be been a Samhain. So that's probably towards the end of our first year, right there. We did free readings. That didn't work out. We don't have enough live, or we didn't have enough live listeners to pull that off. A lot of Magic Universal. Oh my goodness, the interview with King Osbjorn Butte Trovel. Wow, that takes us way back there.
Bjorn. Yeah. Asbjorn. Remember we said we named our dog after him, and he was flattered.
There's ranting about the news and open lines. Gay Poleros. So either towards the end of our first year or the beginning of our second year, we covered one of the most controversial topics of that particular tradition. And shit, wasn't it Moise? I think Moise was the guy we got to come on the show that time.
Was that Moise?
Yeah, and we barely knew him, and I just we were kind of we were just captivated. And I remember during the show, I was like, we're just listening. I could just like sit and listen to you like all day. Just such a fucking character, and now he's just like Marta's BFF and shit. Wow, we've come a long way, honey. And here's our history cataloged right there in audio. Free readings for the new year. So there we were at the new year. The hubbub and hoodoo. That's probably that stuff from the Lucky Mojo, from the endangered elephant in the room. And you know what? That kept going for a while because we haven't even gotten to Tiger Gate. So I know we had a show called Tiger Gate.
Yeah.
So
we haven't gotten to Tiger Gate.
Haven't gotten to Tiger Gate yet. We got the hubbub and hoodoo, which is probably about all that stuff. What has been forgotten? What has been forgotten? Part 2. That's probably Uncle Bert's remembering some old shit. Here's another interview with Asborn Torval. Clash of the YouTube channels. It was, remember the 2 mages, and the one guy was like made this big public challenge to he was going to come to the other guy's city and come to this park and fart.
Whatever.
I think one of those dudes is actually on my friends list now, so I don't know if we'll actually ever hear it, but I forgot.
I think it's like Roto-Rooter.
It was very epic, this whole fucking video calling the guy out, and I'm going to be in your city, in this park, on this day and that age, and here to coming to fight you. And I don't think we had either of those people on the air. We just kind of played their videos, and then later we got responses from them.
We first got the boxing bell on the air. The ding, 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 like the Jerry Springer thing.
That was, I'm not sure. I mean, that could be. I think it's those 2 dudes that fought, but there was one time that Asbjorn, King Asbjorn Tovel Butte, was, God, it's another guy that I totally know, who listens to the show, and hopefully I remember Tim Raven Rotor. Okay, that was the Raven Rotor. Okay, I don't know if that was that episode or if that came later, but they had some issues, and I went out and I hunted down the Jerry Springer bell. Yeah, Bjorn
Torval Butte.
Hurricane.
Is he a hurricane?
Hurricane something. I forget his real name. Hurricane Torval, maybe. I don't know. But yeah.
Do you know if he's still wrestling or what?
You never hear shit from that guy. And then there's, in that vein, there's stupid shit witches say. Testing the mobile broadcast system. All right, so that's when we got the app on my phone. Started doing it, that way. Normally it's much more convenient. We would have done that tonight, but we thought we might be having a guest, so we needed the Skype to work. So we're testing it. Then we did stupid shit witches say part 2. Spring equinox 2018. All right, well that's helps us out. Real witches don't vote Republican. And then stupid shit mages do. Do you remember that one?
I don't remember any examples of stupid shit mages do.
That's when, God. David Griffin, the self-appointed head of the, oh, God.
Golden Dawn?
The Golden Dawn, thank you.
I wasn't even present for that. I think I was busy or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he, that was...
Yeah, I know who he is.
That was a time that a bunch of witches, unfortunately, publicly said they were going to bind Trump magically. They're all going to do this binding at this particular time. Some people are going to cast hexes and do what they were going to do. But this guy, David Griffin, self-proclaimed leader of the Golden Dawn, put up magical lightning rods around his house with the intent of the lightning rods attracting the negativity being sent at Trump and draw it to David Griffin's house so that David Griffin could then disperse the energy. And I think his kid died, his wife almost died, the dog died, the house caught on fire. It's just like, I mean, the first time I heard this story was a story of David Griffin doing an interview and talking about all the horrific shit that happened to him after he did that. So it was, from his own words that all that shit happened to him. And they're, remembering Art Bell. God damn it. So that's when Art Bell died. Sacrifice some more dirty words. Beltane Bash. Special night with our special guest, Hoodoo Sembois. So, okay. Then we had him back just for the fuck of it. And then, Candelo Kimbisa. So, let's see. Shortly after Beltane 2018, we had Candelo on the show for the first time. And then, okay, so look. I never saw Tiger Gate. But over here is Tiger Gate 2 Electric Boogaloo. So Tiger Gate had to have happened in there, and that's part of the whole Lucky Mojo.
And I think we played Eye
thing.
of the Tiger.
That was when they played Eye of the Tiger. We probably would have got copyright infringement for that. We got.
I can hear Azzy panting.
Our last week's show got kicked off of YouTube because we played a Prince song. There's I always get copyright infringement notifications from a lot of the shit that we play. But, they're mostly a bunch of punk bands that wouldn't fucking care. But the Prince song just got that show deleted from fucking YouTube. And I wasn't planning on playing the song. It was necessary because I need a little bit more time. Hello, y'all in the chat room. So then we get Tiger Gate 2 Electric Boogaloo. So apparently that was still going on. Then we had Ambrosine Laguerre. Legree, I think she pronounced her name. Yeah.
You got it wrong last time. You said Legree.
All right.
Wrong.
Ambrosine Laguerre. So, wow. So, we had some good guests in a row there. And then, TJ Vansel from Three Crows Conjure. Somebody we've come to know.
That's how you guys met.
Yep. So, then we had Marie Vargas. So, were we in Hollywood by then?
We're in Burbank.
Burbank. All right. 20 just about talking ghosts and stuff. Summer solstice blowout. The Demystify. San Elias from Crescent City Conjure after that. Wow. We've had some good guests. We really got to step it up, man. We haven't had, a good guest in a little while. From Putin with Love.
Oh yeah, that was the time we had Putin on.
There's Take Two, our anniversary. Wait, there's our first anniversary broadcast bash, which apparently something fucking happened and we had to do a take two. I always love when that happens. We've got a long history with you, Speaker.
Was that our 1 year anniversary?
That was our 1 year anniversary.
Oh, that was 2 years ago.
Let's see. All men must be hated equally. The thing about Z Budapest.
Memories. We've been through so much in this show.
Straight out of Scotland, Joey Morris talking about.
I remember that. We were out in. I think we were up in our loft when we were doing that. So we were in Hollywood.
Yeah. There's War Stories with Uncle Birch. Tales from the Summer of Love and Rage. That's the one that's probably a time that Marta was busy, and I told you tales from my activist days and the tales from the pirate radio days and that kind of stuff. Then came Turf Wars. The turf thing started happening. Everybody up in arms. I think that that was one of the. Didn't that start at Pantheacon?
Mm-hmm.
The sorcerer, formerly known as Asbjorn Bute Torvald, joined us again. Then Christian and Catholics, Candelo and the Queen. Okay, we had Candelo on again. We did Witchcraft Without Wicca. And Freaky Friday. Okay, so that was one of the times we did a random broadcast because, Tuesday was our broadcast back then. Remembering the Ancestral Witch.
Have we had Christian on
She
yet?
had just passed away. No, yet it doesn't look like. We got Sancista Brujo Luis. Shortly after that, 'twas the night before Samhain. All right, so there's our Samhain broadcast for that year. Midterm election country. May the gods have mercy on our souls. Fake Lord Griffin and more. Pecan goes poof. Guess what comes up after that?
After Pecan goes poof? I don't know.
Which Dr. Utu gets railroaded?
Oh, Utu. That's how we met Utu. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah, we got to get him on the show again. He's got to, do something controversial to put out a book.
Well, I'd really like to hear how, Canada is, like a first-hand, report of how Canada's doing, because I know they're doing better than we are, and just how it's affected as practice, and the dragon ritual drummers, and, do they distance, do they practice, what? So I want to know.
Yeah. Then there's Turf Wars 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
And the train keeps rolling. Utu declares victory in Pantheacon battle. Woohoo! Orion gets belted and other silly stories from our communities. That's when Orion Foxwood did some.
Foxworthy.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Foxworthy. He put out one of his poetic little curses that he likes to do and pissed off most of the people of color in the pagan community, it seemed. And then there's Shit Down a Nation in Crisis. Then guess what? Guess what day it was then?
What was the date?
I don't know what the date it was, but guess what? Who came on the show then?
After what?
After Shit Down a Nation in Crisis.
Let me think. Christian.
Yes. Christian Day joins us. Wigs will be snatched, and they fucking were. And then, wow, we were just sometimes kicking ass with guests because then we had Kenya Koviak, rants to her. Okay, so we didn't have Kenya Koviak. We played her rant from her page, which was epic, and then the next week she joined us live. State of Disunion Part 2. Conjuring Harriet Mama Moses Tubman. So we had Utu back on. Then Marta must have been busy because we had War Stories with Uncle Birch. We had Black Dragon Paranormal joined us. They became very interesting characters on the Facebook stage of my life, and then the main guy passed away last year.
Fire.
Yes, a house fire. Then we had Easter, St. Patty, and other BS. Tata Oriate, that's the first time he joined us, talking about his book, The Remembering Raven Gramassi. God, see, that's like history. It's like a catalog of history, the Witterson's broadcast over 3 years. Just witchcraft without bullshit.
Yeah.
Probably fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was so fun, we did a part 2.
We should do a Christmas special this year.
Yes.
Oh,
and I had some comment about werewolves in there. So remember when we were talking
Sasha
about...
just said, what the heck? Sasha likes to act all cool and stuff, but he used to, blast the chipmunks from his room in Hollywood. And I'd be like, what are you playing? And he'd be like, no, it's not the chipmunks. It's not the chipmunks. But he, secretly loved the chipmunks. Do you recognize that? I used to say it better. No, it's not as good as it used to be. Do you recognize that? It's Alvin. Do you still watch the Chipmunks? No. Why not? What do you watch now? SpongeBob? Yeah. What else? Just Okay. All right.
You watch people play games on YouTube. Don't be frightened. Okay, then we had Normalizing Magic with Darren Taylor. So that was the first time he wasn't King Asbjorn Butte Torval. And then, okay, so we must have been deep in Hollywood because this was our first in-studio guest ever. Patty Negri. Hollywood Negri. Hollywood Witch, psychic medium. She's on Ghost Adventures all the time. And she spends her life on red carpets in Hollywood.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what though? I wonder. Now that you bring it up, Hollywood is non-existent right now. They're not having any red carpets or movie premieres. I mean, the people I know in the industry are saying it just doesn't even exist right now, and I wonder how that's affected her life. Not going on the red carpets and having those events, but she's a person who, also this is going to affect this as well. But she does come to New Orleans a couple times a year. I doubt she's going to be coming this year, because of the COVID and shit. But hopefully, I'm sure we'll see her again. Yeah.
And then we had the Beltane Bash, the Seinfeld episode. Which people didn't really get that. They were waiting for us to talk about Seinfeld, but the point was that it was a show about nothing, which was the premise of the Seinfeld show. Then Devin Hunter joined us. Then the wide world of witchcraft and fuckery. So I imagine that we were ripping wigs. Well, then we had a show called Sup.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, Sup. Then Matt Arn joined us. Then we watched me pull this rabbit out of my arse. And then we had Rabbit 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
I don't know if we had technical difficulties that day or, it was just so good we did it twice. But
I'm going to say it's the latter. Usually stuff is so good we got to do it twice.
There was ghost hunting and witch blaming and other stories, which we had actually 2 episodes about that. But I think it was on that show, Ghost Adventures, where they, blamed a haunting on these witches that used to be there, and I'm going, wait a minute, that's the vampire dude? Aren't we don't we get along? We chill with vampires and stuff. And then that's why I said, but not werewolves. Fuck them. But we're okay with vampires. And then we had to, we had
that whole discussion about werewolves and stuff.
We had to apologize to the werewolves.
Yeah. I took offense to this problem with the werewolves that you seem to have conjured up from your ass. There's no problem.
Then we had Donald Trump as the enemy of the people. Then we had
we had Trump on the show?
Yeah. Wow. Got concentration camps and other stories. Brian Kane joined us to talk about his new book, which is now not a new book. Now it's some fucking audio book and shit. Yeah. Let's see what stories we have to tell you. News, rants, and reviews. Something is brewing. We ain't out of the woods yet. All about a Hex Fest. All right, so here we go, starting to lead up to our first Hexfest, and our first trip to New Orleans, which has, caused so much shit to happen. Then Christian J joins us to talk about Hexfest 2019. Then news, views, and verbal abuse. Then again, Witch Doctor Utu. This one time at Canadian Conjure. Once you hear it, you can never unhear it. More stupid shit mages do in other stories. Houston, we have fuckery. Another self-appointed. It's beautiful. Oh, and there we go. There's when we started our daily news show that we did every day for a while. It's a beautiful day. Grounds for impeachment. Things are heating up. Democracy boileth over. Let's see. Wow. So it's a beautiful day. It's taking up a lot of the feed now. White folk can't do hoodoo. Taryn S. joins us to talk about that. Yep. The Kindling Wars with Tata Oriate. We were funny. So I got to kind of sift in between that show to see the shows now. It's a beautiful day. Safe space depends on how well you can cast a circle. All right. I remember that one. An epic show that defies description. Didn't I recently? I think that was like last week's show.
Well, you
jams.
man a few words. You can't
well, we had our guest cancel 5 minutes before the show, so I had to pull something out of my ass last week.
Yeah.
Get ready for a comeback. New broadcast day. The move to New Orleans. Our special guest Christian Day. Oh, that's it. That's the day we had fucking Christian Day and Hoodoo Semois at our house. And we ate a bunch of food and ripped a bunch of wigs.
You've gone that far?
Yeah, that's how far we are, man. The move to New Orleans with our special guests.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had fried chicken.
Yeah. Louisiana fried chicken.
Yeah. Louisiana fried chicken.
With all the fixings.
Oh,
as he likes the sound of that.
As he's like, I can have.
Oh, hoo, hoo, hoo.
I can have Louisiana's fried chickens.
Then there's Jason Mankey, author of many books. Chillin' with Aunt Marta and Uncle Birch. Wittershins, Witch News and More. Hoodoo San Moise joined us again. He came over. Delusional SJWs. Christian Day joins us via Skype. Part 2. Oh yeah, we had to do a part 2 with that one. The Darwin Awards. And then we're getting up into the present time here. We've got rants and tunes for the end of the world, and then we got Lilith Dorsey. And apparently we had technical difficulties because we have Lilith Dorsey part 2. And then Candelo, we had him on again. I think he had to cut out a little early that night. They're stuffing things. The country's still in chaos. Again, real witches don't vote Republicans. The Purge, the most epic show ever. Okay, close to the show, just like a month or 2 ago. And here we are, live, our 3-year extravaganza. Yeah. So those are some of the things that you could be listening to in the archives. See how far we've come, before we had our own theme song and stuff. Before we had much music.
Yeah.
We didn't have much stuff at all. The first few shows, we didn't know what we were going to do, and we just pressed live and did it.
And WeHo.
Now we do that all the time. That's like our job. Like every day we do that.
Every day.
Every day we just hit live, no material, roll with it, and over here, Wittershins is what we call radio magic. Yeah. Wow. All right. I ranted a bit. Oh, wow. For 45 minutes or so.
I'm just going to prep
pretty good.
some of the stuff.
I think we're going to prep some of the stuff because we're going to cook dinner after the show. So we're going to play you something. This one's always good.
This is a warning, another cut to move on.
Another beat that's so strong, hold on and I get wicked and then some. Stir up shit as the wit gets wisdom. P-Dog coming up, I'm straight low. Pro-black and it ain't no joke. Coming straight from the mob that broke shit last time. Now I'm back with a brand new sick rhyme. So black, check time and tempo. Revolution ain't never been simple. Following the path a mile for known. Just build your brain and we'll soon make progress. Pay your dues, don't snooze or lose. They came with the master plan and got you. So know who's opposed to the dominant dark skin. Food for thought is a law for the brother man. Gift from heaven. Tempo 116.7 keeps you locked in time with the program. When I get wild, I'll pile on dope jams, then spit on your flag and government. Cause help the black was a concept never meant. Nigga, please, food stamps and free cheese can't be the cure for a sick disease. Just the way the devil had planned it. Raped and pillaged everyone on the planet and give them fake gods at odds with all law. Love thy enemy and all that hoopla. Hear close the words I wrote. Crack cocaine is genocide of black folk. Who in their right mind ever could have missed this? Damn right when you think seditious and I move swiftly. You can't get with me. The 666 move quick but miss me. When I came off involved in conscious. So don't ask why next time I start this. Fill your mind up with know-how and common sense of defense. The next time a pig try to step to this, listen, never let someone whoop on you. They don't belong to the set you from. You can't be intrigued by the leads a pig lead unless you don't give a fuck to be free. Keep stomping on them, keep stomping. Attitude, but I ain't from Compton. I can't be fucked around, I'm muffed around. I can't be held down. Check the sound and keep in tune, on point, on target. The revolution won't be thwarted. A setback cause my man is plain to see. Must in a white supremacy, so let the rhythm roll on when I kick this. Brother's gonna work it out with a quickness. And now you know just why a panther went crazy. The devil made me.
P-Dog will never die.
Good evening. I would like to report on the state of our war against the American people. We're mounting a sustained campaign to crack down on every American and every person of every faith and every nation, and to bring them to justice. All missions are being executed according to plan, without warning or provocation. Americans are being swept up in an international dragnet. Thousands of FBI agents are on the trail of other citizens here and abroad. It has everything to do with hate and evil and murder and prejudice. America's strong.
Federal agents, we are armed!
What would you do if you knew all the things we knew? Would you stand up for truth? Or would you turn away too? And then what if you saw all of the things that's wrong? Would you stand tall and strong? Or would you turn and walk away? What would you do if you knew all the things we knew? Would you stand up for truth? Or would you turn away too? And then what if you saw all of the things that's wrong? Would you stand tall and strong? Or would you turn and walk
I see a message from the government. Like every day, I watch it and listen and call them all suckers. They wanted me about Osama or whatever. Picture me buying the scam. I said never. You in tune to a hard truth soldier spitting. I stay committed, gives a fuck to die, I lose commission. It's all a part of fighting devil state mind control, and all about the battle for your body, mind, and soul. And now I'm hoping you don't close your mind so they shape you. Don't forget they made us slaves, gave us AIDS and raped us. Another Bush season mean another war for profit. All in secret so the public never think to stop it. The Illuminati, 666, all connected. Stole the votes, they control the race and take elections. It's the Skull and Bones Freemason Kill Committee. See the dragon getting shittier in every city.
What would you do if you knew all the things we knew? Would you stand up for truth? Or would you turn away too? And then what if you saw all of the things that's wrong? Would you stand tall and strong? Or would you turn and walk away?
Now ask yourself who's the one with the most to gain. For 9/11 motherfuckers couldn't stand his name. Now even niggas waving flags like they lost their mind. Everybody got opinions but don't know the time. Cause America's been took, it's plain to see. The oldest trick in the book is making enemy. A phony evil so the government can do its dirt and take away your freedom, lock and load, beat and search. Ain't nothing changed but more colored people locked in prison. These pigs still beat us but it seems we forgetting. But I remember 4 September how these devils do it. Fuck Giuliani, ask Diallo how he doing. We in the streets, holler jail to the thief. Follow, fuck waving flags, bring these dragons to their knees. Oil, blood, money, make these killers ride cold. Suspicious suicide, people dying, never told. It's all a part of playing God, so you think we need them. While being Ashcroft, take away your rights to freedom. Bear witness to the sickness of these dictators. Hope you understand the time, brother, cause it's major.
What would you do if you knew all the things we knew? Would you stand up for truth? Or would you turn away too? And then what if you saw all of the things that's wrong? Would you stand tall and strong? Or would you turn and walk away?
So now you asking why my records always come the same. Keep it real, ain't no fillers, motherfucker blinging. Mine eyes seen the gory of the coming of the beast. So every story, every word I'm saying, fuck peace. See, you could witness the Illuminati body count. Don't be surprised, these is devils that I'm talking about. You think a couple thousand lies mean shit to killers? Nigga, I swear to God, we the ones, ain't no villains. Or any other word they think to demonize a country. Ain't no terror threat unless approval rating slumping. So I'ma say it for the record, we the ones that planned it. Ain't no other country took a part or had their hand in. Just a way to keep you scary so you think you need them. Praising Bush while that killer take away your freedom. How many of us got discovered but ignore the symptoms? Niggas talking loud but ain't nobody saying shit. And with the 4th Amendment gone, eyes are on the 1st. That's why I'm spitting cyanide each and every verse. I see the Carlisle group in Harris bank accounts. I see them plead the 5th each and every session now. And while Reichstag burns, see the public buy it. I see the profiling, see the media's compliance. War's good for business, see the vicious make a savior. Hope you understand the time, brother, cause it's major.
What would you do if you knew all the things we knew? Would you stand up for truth? Or would you turn away too? And then what if you saw all of the
much money they've spent trying to silence good people who have put their lives on the line to fight for change.
Oh, I didn't open the mic, so cool. You didn't hear the dogs bark. Paris on Winterson's radio.
You just heard our dog seriously mouth breathing, but he didn't turn the mic on. So Azzy.
So I would sure like to hear some Paris songs from the era of Trump. I don't know of any to come out. I haven't checked in a little while, but damn. I mean, Bad Religion's putting out songs in the era of Trump. Paris, sure like to hear what he has to say, because like in those songs, they're great songs, but you know, George W. Bush is the most evil person on the planet in those songs. It's like now he's like our buddy. I was like, we wish we had him. Yeah. He shares candy with Michelle Obama and shit, and yeah, that little goofball. I take that little goofball over this other fascist any fucking day, and he doesn't like Trump either. Yeah, it's the only time. What is it? All of the living presidents have come out against Trump. Like, that never happened to fucking anybody. They usually have no opinion on presidents after they're not president anymore. They go like retire and do stuff or go back and farm peanuts.
You see them like hanging out. Like Clinton will still talk to Bush and obviously Obama and whoever. I don't know whoever's left, but none of them talk to Trump. None of them.
Well, weren't you telling me they have kind of a permanent seating position in those?
That is exactly how Michelle Obama became friends with W, because she always sits next. So the order that it goes in is so at the end, like in the aisle seat or whatever, is Trump, and then Melania, and then Obama, and then Michelle, and then W, and then his wife. What's her name? Jeez.
Laura?
Yeah, Laura. And then Bill Clinton, and then Hillary Clinton, and then Jimmy Carter. And I think that's all there is. But it's always the president, and then the first lady, and then the president, first lady, president, first lady. So Obama sits next to Melania. Trump doesn't sit next to anybody except Melania.
Well, once he's gone, he's just not going to come to that kind of shit.
Yeah, I mean, let's just humor ourselves and say, let's say Biden wins. Biden, and then Biden's wife, and then it's gonna have to be Trump next to Biden's wife, and I don't know if he's gonna do that. He might just decide not to show up.
He's a petty little bitch. He won't show up.
He is, and we're learning about this this woman who wrote the book, his niece. Mary Trump. I was thinking, there's just so much psychological, like all the narcissism and like the dad and all that stuff. And then I was like, oh, duh, she is has a PhD in psychology. Yeah. So I'm like, because I was thinking, I'm like, this isn't just written by a layperson. Like she knows.
It's on very specific character defects.
What she's talking about. Yeah, she knows exactly what she's talking about. And then so when I heard what she did for a living, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. So she knows. Like, she's basically, attributing all of it to Trump's dad. She's saying he was like a complete, fascist dictator in the home, and was really, really bad with this woman's the author's father, who's Fred Jr., who's Trump's older brother, and apparently he went particularly hard on it. Just based on what I know, I'm a lay person with psychology, but based on what I know, he was the firstborn son, the namesake. He named him Fred Jr. I think he really had very high expectations. And the guy probably is a decent guy and wasn't a dictator and a despot like the dad, but Donald was, And that's why Donald was groomed to even be more of that. Donald was what I understand to be the golden child in the family because he had some of those traits already, and the older one probably just didn't have it in him, and that's why the dad picked on him and said he was soft and stuff. But soft, to a guy like Fred Trump probably means decent human being. But Trump wasn't, so he favored, not Trump, but Donald wasn't, so he favored Donald, but not the oldest one. And then there's another one. Oh God, what does it start? I think the name starts with an R. I'm not sure, but there's another brother. He's actually the one who tried to stop the publishing of the book, so he's probably more on Donald's side. But the older one, it sounds like, got totally reamed because the expectations were the highest for that one. And there are two sisters too.
Based on what we know about these people now, it might not be that he was more on Trump's side. Trump probably threatened him. Make your daughter fucking pull the book, or else I'll do this, that, and the other. It's like that's how he operates.
They're all named Trump. What are you talking about?
Donald said that to his brother.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sure there was probably I'm sure he threatened him.
He certainly didn't threaten the sister though. The sister thinks he's an idiot. Like the sister that is on record for this book. I guess the sister, has a good relationship with her niece, who wrote the book. There's a lot of quotes from the sister. The sister's a retired federal judge, and she full on said he's a fucking idiot. She's quoted as saying he's an idiot. Because the sister converted to, I don't remember if it's Catholicism or some form of Christianity. But
I think you said Catholicism earlier.
The sister really is a devout Christian, and she's really pissed off that all the evangelicals love Trump. She came out and said they're fucking idiots. She's so disappointed because she really does believe that stuff, and she's seeing all these evangelicals who think, he's the second coming and the chosen one, and she's like, he's nothing. He's an idiot. So she's really pissed off about this. So I don't think they have a good relationship, and I don't know what the other sister does, but there's another sister. I think that's it.
I have no idea of all of these siblings before that. It's usually we would know that kind of thing, but we just didn't this time. I don't know. Did Obama have any brothers or anything? I know he had a father somewhere.
I don't even know if Clinton had any siblings. I don't know if any of them had. They didn't really talk about them.
Was it Clinton that had a who had this really embarrassing brother that made Billy beer? He was this fat redneck and he made his own beer.
Sounds like it's related to Bush, but I don't know. I've never heard of him.
I mean, it seems long enough that it could have been, Bush proper, not W, but the other guy. But God, I thought it was related to Clinton because Clinton's kind of Southern, and this guy was totally Southern. A big, redneck with a beer belly, and he made his own beer, and he was constantly embarrassing the family. And all right, I'm gonna have to look that up. Billy Beer. But they all have their little skeletons that come out later. Well, I remember the Clintons. We see Chelsea a lot now tweeting at Trump and stuff, but back during the Clintons, she had a time where she was writing punk songs and shit about her parents' hypocrisy, and it was I think it was before we had Twitter. Yeah, it was before we had Twitter and Facebook, but they made it to the press, or People magazine or something like that. And so it was not bad. It's not bad, lyric wise, but probably could look at that stuff up too. But she's still now she's harping on Trump all the time and giving him shit. So she's still pretty feisty, I guess. Billy Carter. Okay, there was.
Carter.
Oh, it was Carter's brother? Oh shit. Yeah, that would make sense. Peanut farmer from Georgia, Billy Beer. All right, thank you, Lorelai. All right, you people in the chat room are paying attention clearly. Okay, yeah, that was way back. But yeah, I can't think of any Clinton siblings or Obama siblings, but the Trump ones are coming out from under the rug, and they don't have anything pleasant to say, it seems. I mean, his brother didn't say anything defending him. He just tried to stop the daughter from publishing the book.
as far as I know, I mean, maybe he did defend him, but all I heard is that he tried to stop it.
A judge stopped the book, and then another judge overturned it the next day. Like, I caught the story of them stopping the book. I thought that sucked, but I didn't catch the story that they overturned it the next day. It kind of caught me off guard like 2 days ago. It's like, oh, the book's coming out in a week. CNN's already got a copy. Hello, dog. Come on. All right. Widdershins.
Our $7,000 dog is here.
Yes, our dog Mojo. I don't know if we talked about it too much on the air, but there was a time we couldn't go on the air because of it. But little guy was on death's doorstep all of a sudden. Became anemic and had an autoimmune condition.
Causes anemia where he destroys his own red blood cells. Yeah. I forgot what the acronym is. It's like a 4-letter acronym. But anyway, it causes anemia. So little guy needed 5 blood transfusions.
People all over the world burning candles for him, and like a week of intensity. But now he's just like back to his old self, sitting here, looking at me, wondering if I'm going to give him more food.
And he's like a bottomless pit. Yeah. This is the skinniest dog you'll ever see, and we feed him well, and we give him snacks, and he sneaks stuff off the table all the time. So he's well fed, but he's just skinny. And I know a lot of ladies who would want to have that problem.
And you can usually see Mojo on our daily show we've been doing for a while on my Facebook page, which is we broadcast it public, so you don't even need to be on my friends list. Just look for Michael Corral on Facebook, and we do the Stay the Fucking Home show. Or actually, I found that you can just search the Stay the Fucking Home show in Facebook and find the show that way. So if you just search for the Stay the Fucking Home show in Facebook, you'll find us where we do a daily show similar to this without music, and you can see us. Those would be the similarities, I guess. Mojo. And you can see Mojo. That's the thing. Mojo does cameo almost every day. Yeah, I'm talking about you. He knows his name, but he shows up on camera every day and gets love from his peeps and stuff. So it's harder to see on Spreaker. Let's see. So we talked a bit before about what was happening to all the different pagan festivals around the country this year. How a lot of them are canceling. Dragon Con. Well, they canceled, but they pretty much, they had no choice. The city was canceling on them anyways. But Dragon Con, I'm going to give them credit because we were kind of giving them a hard time when they were refusing to cancel the thing and going to endanger their people.
Like, I went on their page, and it wasn't even so much Dragon Con that I had a problem with, but like it was all these people who were like, all of you who are scared to go, just stay home. And people were like bullying Dragon Con and being like, you better not close down and you better keep doing this. And then other people were like, guys, there's 80,000 drunk people in Atlanta in September, and what do you think is I mean, to me it was like pretty black and white. I'm like, yeah, no 80,000 people who are totally fucked up and have their guard down, who's going to social distance? And it's hot and it's inside and the air's circulating. I'm like, are you people fucking retarded? So, I mean, I was more pissed off at just the regular attendees on there that were like going to be like seriously pissed off and, riot if they did try to close. That was the worst part of it all. Like the organizers were trying to be, responsible. Like you could tell like they still wanted to do it, but they weren't going to do it, if they felt that it was like really bad. But there were like these like diehards that were, gonna fucking start a bunch of shit if they closed. It was really disturbing.
So they canceled, but Not canceled. They Dragon Con, like a couple of the other festivals, are going digital, and it, maybe they have bad editors over there, but it sounded like it's going to be a free event. And I don't have the website because they don't pay me. I'll plug the people that pay me, but just as a news story, the way that they worded it, Dragon Con is going to be digital this year. I don't know what format, but they're going to do some stuff on Zoom too. And the way they wrote it up, it sounds like it's free for the universe. They said that was their very specific wording. So I don't really know how that's going to help them. What they really seemed to have a problem with was having to pay back all those people that already paid for tickets. So I really don't know how that's going to help them, recoup their loss.
They really wanted people to, roll the tickets over to next year.
Yeah.
But the problem was, like, I don't think the hotel was. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know the details, but I remember there was some particular problem with the hotel. The hotel was just not backing down from anything. But I'm thinking, now that, whether it's the governor, the mayor, like whoever ordered everything to get shut, or at least that festival to get shut, and they have to shut down, I would imagine, hey, I would imagine that the hotel would have to give people a refund. Yeah. I mean, at that point, it's not your choice whether or not you want to go to the hotel. But you can't go to the hotel because they have to be closed. So you would think the hotel would give a refund. In fact, I'm sure they did, because that's just a bunch of lawsuits if they didn't.
Yeah, if it's a hotel that closes, they should have to give you a refund. Yeah.
So I don't know where it stands right now with the, okay. I mean, Georgia's one of the states that opened before any of the other states. And at first we heard that they were doing pretty well, but now they're not. Now they're having a hard time, which, surprise, surprise. But I'm not sure, if they have. I know Miami has reclosed the restaurants, which were open. I'm not sure if Georgia's done anything. I know their mayor's, the one who came down with COVID, Keisha Bottoms, she hasn't now, and she's always been, open to, shutting things down and being safe. But the governor of the state is a Republican, so I'm not sure what supersedes what, if she still has the ultimate authority over shutting down, or if it's the governor ultimately. So I don't know what's going on over there right now. All I know is that they have a surge in cases.
Well, then Witch Fest announced that they were going digital this year. I'm not even sure where Witch Fest happens. I don't know anything about Witch Fest, but I know there was a huge backlash online and a bunch of people bullying him and calling him, cowards and all the shit. And it's like, all y'all, just when you got to deal with that shit, when somebody says something like that to you, just keep one thing in mind. Only a Trump supporter talks that way. Only a Trump supporter thinks it's a hoax, thinks you're a coward for taking precautions, thinks that you should endanger your children, thinks that black lives don't matter or that all lives matter. All of these fucking people, they're all fucking Trump supporters. And by now, and I know I piss people off on YouTube all the time, and I don't fucking care. If you're still a Trump supporter, you're the scum of the fucking earth. And I hope, he takes you with him when he has to flee the country and go to Russia. Y'all should go back to Russia. You fucking Trump supporter fucks you. And I don't care that I piss people off. People always threaten to not follow me on YouTube or something. It's like I give a fuck. I got 9,000 fucking subscribers, and I don't pay attention to that fucking number. I usually look about every other year or something like that. I don't fucking care. The channel isn't monetized, so the amount of subscribers isn't making me money there anyways. I don't fucking give a shit. It's the Trump supporters, and they vehemently have to lash out against certain facts in the world in order to remain in the cult. And so they have to lash out at anybody that takes COVID-19 seriously, even though Trump has all the people around him wearing masks. They all get tested. He had everybody that went to his rally sign a waiver that they couldn't sue him if they get COVID-19, which, is, of course, a Democrat hoax from China that doesn't actually exist, but you need waivers. But that's what it doesn't matter that he doesn't think that anymore. Most of the shit he used to say months ago that he doesn't say anymore, his supporters still say. We still hear all the time, fucking only old people can get it and the children are immune from it. It's like, that's what we thought fucking months ago. Trump supporters do not update their data very fucking often, so they're still operating off of shit Trump said fucking forever.
Hear some of those idiots comparing it to the flu. Still. That kind of shit. Still.
Yeah. We still got Alex Jones out there saying exactly that out on the shortwave radio frequencies. Probably, I think, the only place he's allowed to broadcast now. I don't know. He got kicked off of so many formats, I fucking kind of lost track. But he's still out there, and it's all a Democrat hoax and a plot by the Chinese to overthrow Trump. And somehow somebody must operate a shortwave radio for Trump and tune that fucking frequency in, because I don't know how he's hearing Alex Jones, but it seems like he's quoting him all the fucking time. But anybody gives you a hard time for protecting yourself, protecting your family, they're a fucking Trump supporter. So just lump it in there, man, and everything that it means to be a Trump supporter. You're fucking in denial. Yeah, you're a misogynist. You're a racist. You're an anti-Semite. What else? Homophobe. Anti-environment. You're an environmental phobe.
Anti-trans.
Apparently now anti-military. Probably we're going to do a show soon called Real Republicans Don't Vote Trump. Because I recognize, every time we do that thing, real witches don't vote Republican. Well, I'm saying that because Trump's a fucking Republican. But I really don't see anybody in the Republican Party that's not a total fucking scumbag at this point, because they all did the Trump Kool-Aid. They all took. I mean, the stuff that Lindsey Graham said about fucking Trump and the supportive stuff he said about Joe Biden before Trump was president was right fucking on, and it was heartfelt, and it fucking brought a tear to your fucking eye. And I think Lindsey Graham even teared up saying some of that shit about fucking Joe Biden. It's now a fucking anti-Trump commercial. They just let Lindsey Graham say what he had to say. It's like, you can't hold those strong opinions about a person and change them. Those aren't the kind of opinions that he laid out, and they were fucking right on. You had great respect for that, Lindsey Graham. You can't think that about somebody and then do what you're doing now. Unless you fucking sold your soul or Trump has something on you, fucking something. But he loved Joe Biden, had a long relationship with Joe Biden, had all these great things to say about him, and all these terrible things to say to Trump, which were absolutely legit.
Back in the day, he was also really, really tight with John McCain.
Absolutely.
What happened to that?
I like presidents that don't commit treason, personally. Yeah. So, what the fuck we're talking about? So we get those people doing that kind of shit in the pagan community, so we've got to just, single them out. Like, okay, those are our Republicans, or I'm sorry, so I did it already. Trump supporters, and probably Republicans, in our pagan community. And what that means is that they are bigots and misogynists and homophobes and all of those other things that I said. You cannot be that and not the other. You cannot be a Trump supporter and not have those things go hand in hand. You cannot support the guy that the Nazis love and the KKK loves, and not be a Nazi supporter and a KKK supporter. They go hand in hand. I know. You all have talking points from Fox News. Those of you out there that are pissed off, you can say, well, the KKK was Democrats. It's like, yeah, a billion fucking years ago. Yeah.
They still
Yeah, it's still, that's like their only fucking defense. And once you throw that back at them, they have nothing else to go on because, you know, nobody had a talking point to follow up the talking point when Fox News programmed those people. But yeah, they're all Democrats. Like, yeah, maybe, you know, once upon a time, but back then the Democrats were the opposite party of what they are now. And they're pretty much what the Republicans are now. So what's your fucking point? Point is, KKK loves them. Nazis love them. That should be our only fucking gauge. We shouldn't need anything more than that. It's like, okay, KKK, you know, just do opposite of what the KKK and the Nazis want you to do. Unless they're trying to trick you somehow. But I don't think they're that smart based on, you know, them being, you know, Nazis and, you know, KKK people and all that. All right, so at any rate, this was all somehow leading to the first pagan festival that I heard decide to get innovative rather than just give up. And that, of course, Hex Fest. Because, you know, they got some balls over there. Hex... Oh, wait. Oh, God. It went to the wrong one. It went to Hex Witch. That's why I didn't see the thing that I'm used to reading. There we go. Hex Fest 2020. Join in the magic. Online. Tales of the magic of the Crescent City of New Orleans stretch back over the centuries. It's an enigmatic place where voodoo, hoodoo, witchcraft, and even Christianity blend at the crossroads of spiritual power. With the world in crisis, the magic of New Orleans comes to your home this year with HexFest Live Stream 2020. With the Hex Education live stream video platform. On August 7th to the 9th, 2020, Brian Kane, Christian Day, and the Witches of New Orleans present HexFest, a weekend of witchery. The conference opens with an opening Friday evening live stream video ceremony featuring the Dragon Ritual Drummers. 2 full days of workshops, drumming, and ritual live streamed online. HexFest has gathered witches, root workers, voodoo priests, and other magical teachers from within New Orleans and around the world to offer their time-honored wisdom. Between workshops, attendees can join our Zoom virtual video meet and greet, where you can see, speak to, and make new friends with the presenters. Hey, Sasha, can you give it a rest for a second? And fellow attendees. All workshops, performances. Sasha, stop it. Wait till I'm done talking or I'm going to kick your butt. All workshops, performances, and panels other than the Zoom video meet and greet are available live right in your web browser with no download required. See every workshop. Normally, attendees must choose one workshop or panel per time slot, which is why when me and Marta came here, we didn't see any other fucking workshops. And we had such fantastic presenters that it's not an easy choice. With HexFest being live streamed online this year, attendees will be able to join one live session per time slot, but will have access to all of the others on replay. They can rewatch every session as many times they want, whenever they want. By attending HexFest online, you get access to 49 workshops, performances, and panels instead of just the usual 10. Presenters for the 2020 HexFest hail from across the spectrum of witchcraft and magic and include Brian Kane, Christian Day, Carrie Ewers, Christine Stevens, the Dragon Ritual Drummers, Elohim Lafar, Ellie Barnes, Ellen Everett Hopman, Fiona Horn, Jason Mankey, Jason Miller, Kenya Koviak, Christopher Hughes, Lady Rhea, Leanne Marama, Levi Rowland, Lilith Dorsey, Michael Carell, Mimi Curry, Sandra Maria Wright, Mariah Wright, Sen Elias, and Witch Doctor Utu. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced practitioner, HexFest will help you discover the secrets of witchcraft and expand your mastery of the magical arts. Get over to hexfest.com. You know, before COVID, we just stopped plugging HexFest because it was sold out. Now, you know, if we got to find a bright side, well, the bright side of all the COVID is you can still attend Hexfest now. And you couldn't before. So, I don't know. Some sort of small silver lining there. But you know, that's kind of what you expect from me. We'll be back.
Hey brother Christian with your high and mighty errand, your action speaks so loud I can't hear a word you're saying. Hey sister bleeding heart with all of your compassion, your labors through the hurt but can't assuage temptation. Hey man of science with your perfect rules of measure, can you improve this place with the data that you gather? Hey mother mercy, can your lungs bear fruit forever? Is your fecundity a travel or a treasure? And I wanna conquer the world, give all the idiots a brand new religion, put an end to poverty, uncleanliness and toil, promote equality and all of my decisions with a quick wink of the eye, and God you must be joking. Diplomat with your worldly aspirations, did you see your children cry when you left them at the station? Hey moral soldier, you've got righteous proclamations and precious stones to fuel your pulpy conflagrations. And I wanna conquer the world, give all the idiots a brand new religion, put an end to poverty, uncleanliness and toil, promote equality and all of my decisions. I want to conquer the world, expose the culprits and beat them to the children, do away with their pollution and then I'll save the whales. We'll have peace on earth and global communion. I want to conquer the world, I want to conquer the world, I want to conquer the world, I want to conquer the world. Like a rock, like a planet, like a fucking atom bomb, I'll remain unperturbed by the joy and the madness that I encounter everywhere I turn. I've seen it all along, in books and magazines, like a twitch before dying, like a pornographic scene. There's a bar behind the window, there's an ugly laughing man, like a hummingbird in silence, like the blood on my door. It's a generator. The blood on my door, wash me clean and I will run until I reach the shore. I've known it all along, like the bone under my skin, like actors in a photograph, like paper in the wind. There's a hammer by the window, there's a knife on the floor, like turbines in darkness, like the blood on my door. It's the generator. Oh yeah.
Double shot.
Shot.
Widdershins Radio.
Bushes.
What fascinating 3 years we've had on Widdershins. And so many archives that you could be listening
We've
to.
lived in some of the coolest places on the planet, I must say. West Hollywood, for those of you who don't know, that's like the spot in LA. And actually, that's where I grew up in West Hollywood. I was growing up at a time when it was not the spot, considered the hood, but then all of a sudden it got gentrified, and now it's like the place to be. All the movie stars live in West Hollywood. So we were there for a while, and then we moved to Hollywood proper, but it wasn't like seedy Hollywood. It was Hollywood Hills, right? Like our living room had, I really think it's the best view of the Capitol Records building ever.
I think it's the best view of all of the skylines in the entire LA basin, everything.
And we gave it up. I mean, I think of it sadly now. I miss it, but we gave it up to get a house with a yard. I mean, it was a nice place, but technically it's a condo. It was noisy. We had a awesome, fabulous private rooftop terrace, but it's not the same as a backyard. So we gave that up to move here and have a house, and better for the kid, I think.
It's the view was epic, but pretty much the view was the main thing.
Yeah.
There wasn't really anything else there that I mean, a couple of the restaurants.
There were cool places we could walk to.
A couple of our neighbors, you didn't really meet many people.
Yeah, but the people we did meet were nice. When we'd run into them in the elevator or whatever, they were nice.
The Hollywood Witch. I mean, the real Hollywood Witch.
And then, so, we gave that up, sold our condo at a loss, but I feel that it was worth it. It's just a different lifestyle here. Everybody, I mean, people kind of, like if you're dealing with like witchy people or whatever, you can say it's like, the Hollywood of witchcraft in a way. Like people, we know a lot of similar people with similar mindsets, but it's not like Hollywood. It's just Hollywood's a little different. I mean, everybody was nice. I'm not putting them down, but just a different lifestyle. Like here,
we know all of our neighbors here.
I feel like it's just, unfortunately, we don't have any kids in our in our neighborhood. It's a lot of like, younger, hip 30-somethings, and then there's people like who are a little bit older. At any rate, none of them decided to have kids, so we're the only people with a kid in the neighborhood, which, isn't ideal. Like, I kind of, pictured a place in the neighborhood where, like, Sasha can ride his bike or whatever. But you know what? That might be why we had those two listed sexual predators move in the neighborhood, because there aren't a lot of kids. Yeah. I was just wondering. Yeah.
Well, in hindsight, we'd really need some nice pavement for him to learn to ride a bike. Like New Orleans is known for their potholes.
Whether people have kids or not, it's still safe. Like sex offenders notwithstanding, it's still safe. So.
I think there's a lot that's better here than there.
I mean, we're experiencing, what it's like to have a yard and, kind of fix stuff. I mean, we had a condo, which obviously, we own that, but a large part of it, was taken care of with, our HOA fees. And, I mean, shit, so we had HOA fees, which we don't have here, but on the flip side of that, my homeowner's insurance was like $18 a month there. That's why you never even heard about it, because the building, absorbed most of the costs of the damage. I was responsible for very, very little, so like it literally cost me $18 a month, and that's nowhere near that for homeowners insurance here. God, we just got a letter from the government the other day, but it was like they wanted proof that we had flood insurance that we have to send back to them, which we have it, mind you. However, we are in a part of New Orleans. It's called a flood zone X, where flood insurance is optional. And because it's optional, it's actually pretty cheap to get flood insurance here because you don't need it. So we opted to get it. So we have it. But I was looking at this letter. I'm like, what if we didn't have it? We don't have to have it. That's the point of.
And the reason that it's optional is because it's never flooded here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's optional and inexpensive, because they don't have to worry about covering anything. And like I said, we still have it, but we don't have to have it. And so now these people are like trying to get us to send proof that we have it. Like, what if I wanted to say, "Fuck y'all, I don't have it"?
Well, it didn't really. We need to read it again. It didn't really require proof. You just had like sign it and sign that you had fucking coverage.
Like I said, we have it, but it's like, no.
It was FEMA.
Oh, yeah,
we got a letter from FEMA the other day.
That's what we opened it like pretty quickly because I was like, FEMA, like maybe there's some like hidden money that they're gonna send us or something, but no, wasn't that. But what was my point of that? Oh, so I'm just saying it's different. Like the homeowner's insurance is considerably higher. You're not kind of like leaning on like the HOA because you've got like 50 other people in the same boat. Like you're kind of on your own, and stuff that needs to be fixed, we have to or like termites. They didn't our condo did an inspection of termites in everybody's apartment. We ended up not having any. I don't know if anybody did, but they were going to cover that if we had it. Yep. So there's certain things, that's why you pay the HOA fees. And, the maintenance of the front area and the trees and all that, like it's all on us. And we're, paying a lot more in homeowners insurance. So it is a different type of lifestyle. But it's cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, the show has traveled around and been many places along with us.
In West Hollywood, we were in a duplex. Yep. So it's always different.
And then for the longest time, we were in Hollywood proper where everybody could hear the traffic noise and the helicopters. I mean, we had helicopters in West Hollywood, but, the epic noise of the penthouse, the tower, that's very different now. Now you hear like birds and shit. Well, a lot of times we do it in the house too, so you don't hear birds as much.
Yeah.
We probably could have done it outside today, but I thought we were going to have a guest and didn't want the internet connection.
There's a lot of I don't know if they're officially all like Air Force bases, but there are a lot of bases that have flying things in them. Yeah. So like we see like fighter pilots and like what are they called, F-15s or whatever.
B-52s one day fly over.
Yeah, so you see a lot of stuff, and I was, I knew it was, a fairly large port town. We have ships, and you hear the ooh, all the time, and the calliopes and all that. But I was kind of surprised by the planes. Like sometimes they're like definitely loud. Like Sasha ran out once, and I was outside, and it was like, it sounds like a nuclear war. They were like these planes going shh, and it was so loud. So, and I was surprised. Like I would expect that more in LA where we were than here. But there's a lot of that.
All right, so we talked about HexFest, but also check out hexwitch.com. Look for the classes section. Another thing, some of our friends been rather innovative before they got to, innovating HexFest. They came out with this online teaching platform for teachers all over the world to teach on. And I myself have like 3 classes up there. You can check them out in the archives. But then there's the Occult Master class on Crowdcast. The Occult Master class from Three Crows Conjure. I've got a class over there too. And then, of course, you can find me at Witch School at, gumroad.com/Witch School, WITCHSKEWL. Witterson's here every week, and if you follow us, wherever you are, if you're on, iHeartRadio or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, every place we broadcast, there's a follow button or subscribe or something like that. It's going to give you some notification when we go live, because you just never know. Looking back in our archives, we have done it. We have randomly gone on the air on Fridays. We've randomly gone on the air when there was newsworthy stuff. And there was one afternoon we were on the air for 9 hours straight just teaching witchcraft. And we could do it. And if you're not following, you won't know it. You'll miss it. You have to watch it in the archives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else to say? We're at about the rocking out portion of the show.
I'm just thinking about the pork chops I'm going to make tonight.
Yeah, we gotta make the pork chops.
Dijon cream sauce.
Dijon cream sauce, pork chops.
4 of them, so we have them for tomorrow, but stop me from eating everything tonight.
I'll try. Okay.
I'm like Pac-Man when I'm like something's really good and I'm hungry.
Widdershins. Thank you all for being with us for 3 fucking years.
Yes.
You know, a lot of the same people in the chat room for 3 years, and some people, we've changed our broadcast schedule. They watch listen to the archives.
It came over on my memories today where I said Jane Neves. I don't know how you pronounce it, but she was our very first subscriber. Wow. And I don't know if she's on here tonight.
Wow, I didn't know. I mean, I know she's been with us a long time.
Yeah, she was the first one.
Wow, right on.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of loyal listeners over the years, and we still got more to come. Yep. Widdershins. We're going to rock out and cook some fucking pork chops and shit, man. All right. Where's my mouse, bitches? There we go.
Your lies are evil.
me. Color of her eyes were the color of insanity. Crushed beneath her wave like a ship I could not reach the shore. We're all just dancers on the devil's dance floor. Well, swing a little more, and there we go. Swing a little more next to me. Swing a little more, and there we go. Swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. Pressed against her face, I could feel her insecurity. Mother had been a drunk, and her father was obscurity. Nothing ever came from a life that was a simple one. Pull yourself together, girl, and have a little fun. When she took me by the hand, I could see she was a furry one. Her legs ran all the way up to heaven and past Avalon. Tell me something, girl, what it is you have in store. She said, come with me now on the devil's dance floor. Well, swing a little more, and there we go. Swing a little more next to me. Swing a little more, and there we go. Swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. Swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. Swing a little more, and there we go. Swing a little more next to me. Swing a little more, and there we go. Swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. The apple now is sweet, oh much sweeter than it ought to be. Another little bite, I don't think there is much hope.